Over the past month and a half, I've been implementing everyone's feedback on the first pack I released. Not only that, but I've upscaled every texture for use with Dolphin's custom texture loading, and the results are actually incredible. All of the textures are at least 4 times the resolution of the original pack, and in some cases, they're even larger. This version of the pack really takes the premise to the next level, as extra resolution directly translates into more exciting textures and a more enjoyable gameplay experience. The change I'm most excited about is without a doubt the lightning effects. The bump in resolution really makes the attacks that shock feel extra punchy. Shine in particular feels super cool now, and I've really enjoyed the way that it turns multi-hit lightning attacks into a light show. Unfortunately, I've not had the time to dedicate to giving the Pikas the facelift they deserve, but even still, there are some pretty fantastic improvements for the electric mice. The fire is looking much better this time around as well. I received a lot of feedback that indicated that the fire effect wasn't really selling on the brighter stages. Each texture had a black outline that I've since removed to make the effect sell on any stage. These changes required that I fix the work I'd done on Fox and Falco's recoveries as well, so I think people will appreciate the changes I made there. All in all, I built off the work that I'd already done and did my best to implement the feedback. The smoke and dust have seen some changes as well, but stylistically, I was pretty happy with where we already were. I think that just increasing the resolution did a lot for us here, and my favorite byproduct of this is certainly the blast zone explosions. Spiking someone has for real never felt this good. The biggest single change was the on-hit effects. I toned down or removed almost all of them. Many people expressed concern about the changes in color interfering with people's ability to reaction tech chase, as well as just a general dislike of the overpowering effect. I think that if there's a demand for it, I may fork the project to include these effects again for those who want it, but for the moment, I'm sad to announce that they're gone. My number one priority for this project is ensuring that this version is just as playable and enjoyable as Vanilla Melee, so any changes that interfere with this, unfortunately, will be removed. And it's sort of a bummer because I personally really like these changes, but I think it's for the best, for now at least. In summary, I did my best to make sure every texture was bigger, better, and even more badass. I've really enjoyed testing this build out, and I'm not sure if I can ever go back to vanilla. So the question you're probably asking yourself now is, where can I download this? And I've really been struggling to come up with an answer for that. In my heart of hearts, I want this project to be free for everyone, because as I mentioned before, free community projects are one of my favorite things about Melee. But unfortunately, as you've no doubt noticed, I've really been struggling to find the time to drop an update to the pack. Developing, testing, exporting, organizing, and retesting a project of this scale is frankly kind of arduous work, and I need help to get it done. Luckily, some really fantastic and talented individuals in the community have offered up their time to help me implement my vision for the project. And this is why I keep going back and forth, because while I'm willing to give my free time to the community for free, I'm not really willing to bring others onto the project with the only compensation being exposure or the greater good of the Melee community. Luckily, I think that the solution is a fairly straightforward compromise. So moving forward, I'm going to adopt an established monetization system that many other community members use. Updates will drop early on Patreon for those who wish to subscribe, and as updates are released, the previous updates will become free for everyone. This model is essentially a subscription for early access to the work, but the pack in essence will still remain free. When the project is finished, whenever that may be, the pack will be free in perpetuity. This system will hopefully alleviate logistical production issues and still allow people to enjoy the project at no extra cost. So, if you subscribe, what do you get? As I've mentioned, you'll get the update significantly earlier than everyone else. I've also got a laundry list of changes I'm going to make, and patrons will be able to vote on what aspects of the game they want to get overhauled next. Patrons will also be credited as developers of the project as a reward for funding it, both in the videos and wherever the final pack lives. I really do think this is best for the health of the project. If we have some level of budget, no matter how small, updates will come more frequently, will be more polished, and hopefully this project will grow into something far beyond myself and the team. As my personal workload ebbs and flows, I too will be able to dedicate more time to the project, but for the moment, these are the steps I want to take to ensure that we keep the momentum going and ensure high quality updates. So, with that being said, if you'd like to download the project right now, head over to Patreon and subscribe. And for anyone who's unable to subscribe, I'll be dropping the DAT patches on SSBM textures so that you can enjoy the changes I've made while you wait for the HD texture pack to drop for free. Now it's time for some cringe. When I first started this project, I really never envisioned for it to have this level of response. I have never been so thrilled to be wrong, and I'm really looking forward to getting back to work for you guys. I'm Professor Randall, and I've got to get back to it. Cheers.